What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Knicks Cave. I'm Jan and Nick Fan, your host, and let's get right into it. But before we do, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment. You want to know when the next video going to drop? Hit the notification bell. All right, y'all seen the thumbnail. We going to get right into it because y'all been hearing me, at least if y'all been watching my channel. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit a comment, give me a heart. You know what I'm saying? Give me a heart. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, let's get into this video. Y'all see it. Hornets takes down the New York Knicks. After another disappointing loss against a subpar team, one would think the Knicks would come out and be prepared. A lot of people want to blame it on the schedule, the traveling. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it because the true excuse is Tom Thibodeau. And I'm hoping and praying that management understands. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna talk about management. Tom Thibodeau, because he's our coach. He's the guy who's directing the players on the court. He got to understand that his game plan is not working. It's not working. Let's just put it like that. And y'all seen the thumbnail. So we're going to get right to that thumbnail, and then I'm going to break down Hahn, and then we're going to be out of here. But I want y'all to hit me in the comments. Y'all got to hit me in the comments. And if you're a content creator, a Knicks content creator, and you came across this channel, don't just watch it. Hit me in the comments. Hit me in the comments. I know some of you be watching my channel, so hit me in the comments and tell me what you think, because you've been watching, and y'all know what I've been talking about been the truth, but y'all steady want to gloss over the fact that Tom Thibodeau is the major problem for this team. As good as he's been for us, getting us into the playoffs 4 out of 5 years that he's been here, he is still the major factor that's holding this team back. If y'all don't believe me, let's hear Hahn, because the truth is coming from within the house tonight.
Here along with Hahn. So the Knicks led 19-15, and that was basically it. They are tired, and they clearly miss Jalen Brunson. They're now 3-4 without their captain in the lineup.
You know, Clyde said it last night. You might say it was an aberration. He said tonight is a concern, and it's exactly how I felt. And the concern is that we talked going into this game about obviously how fatigued this team is, road weary they are. We pointed out all the travel and everything else. In a game like this, what you would expect, and the key to the game that I had was, what was it, Bill? My key to the game was depth, right? You were going to rely on your depth in a game like this. Instead, they played an 8-man rotation, 3 players off the bench. Didn't get into your depth in the second quarter. When that first quarter, it was clear that still the starters just didn't have the legs. Shots were falling short. They could not move defensively. You needed some energy. You needed some inspiration out of your depth. This was a game to look to your team and say, who's going to step up that we aren't expecting? We've seen a lot of teams lately against the Knicks have some unsung heroes, have big games. The Knicks have to find somebody like that, and this was a perfect night to have that happen. Instead, they went 8-man rotation. That's going to be questioned. That's going to be something that's going to need to be answered, because at this point of the season and at this point of the stretch of games, this was a night you would think you would rely on your depth and see if you can get that kind of energy off the bench. Didn't happen. And the 3 players that did play off the bench were combined 3 for 16 and 1 for 9 from downtown. So you mentioned it. You definitely miss Jalen Brunson. There's no question about that. There is a weariness to being on the road as much as they've been, but there are going to be questions tonight about why only 8 players played for the majority of this game.
All right, if you want.
All right, y'all. Y'all see the score, 115-98, another double-digit loss. But let's talk about what my man Allen's talking about. The first thing we're going to talk about is depth, because y'all heard me talk about Tibbs not getting the young guys involved, and y'all thought I just was talking about because I wanted to see my favorite players play. No, you have to have these guys prepared. And when we got to 19 games, yes, when the season got to 19 games, I made a video and I said the Knicks going to have to start, Tibbs going to have to start implementing his bench. Even if we're going to lose games, it will be getting the guys ready, and we'll be getting our starters the rest that they needed. If they would have had the proper rest, they could have won this game last night. These games that we are losing is not because the team is not playing defense hard or whatever. It's from fatigue. And you heard Hahn call out when Anunoby had a great night, but on certain shots, he went, I think, 4 for 12 from downtown, something like that. This is one of Anunoby's most offensive night. So I'm not, when I say offensive, I ain't talking about scoring, where he put the ball on the floor, try to attack, shot the ball. I never seen him attempt so many field goals other than that outburst game he had some months ago. But this is what I've been talking about. When you don't get the team involved, and I mean the bench, I mean everybody. Because you see teams come in here and they use 10, 12 sometimes rotation against the New York Knicks. And I've been complaining about this 8-man rotation. Then people talk about the 9-man rotation. 9 men could be good. It could be a good rotation, but it's how you use that 9-man rotation. If you're only giving the other 4 players 3 to 5 or 6 minutes on the court in total of a game, and it comes out to 12 minutes, then you're not really using a 9-man rotation. Tonight, Tibbs used an 8-man rotation, and it shows his ugly head again. Y'all keep talking about Tibbs, the greatest coach defensively, and he might have that defensively mind. But what good is it if your players don't have the legs to play the defense? And I have a problem with the defensive scheme, so I'm not going to really get on that. We're going to stay on what Alan Hahn is talking about, because I've been talking about the whole season. Now, I want to see what y'all other content creators, I'm not calling nobody out. No, I'm not. But I want to hear y'all opinion, because I came on shows and I mentioned this, and it was brushed off. Now it's rearing its ugly head at the worst time possible. We're only a month and a half away from the playoffs. Guys are fatigued. Guys are kind of, if you ask me, Tibbs is losing his team. We seen what happened with Josh Tibbs. I should have kept that video up. We seen with Tibbs, Josh Hart and Tibbs going at it on the bench. You seen Mikal Bridges come out talking about, complaining about the minutes. He continued to play these guys crazy minutes. Crazy minutes, y'all. Minutes that other teams, let's look at Cleveland. Nobody averaged more than 30-something minutes on that team, except Donovan Mitchell, if that, and that's some nights if they need him. Now we go to this to the breakdown of scoring, excuse me. You see Anunoby, 37 minutes, Towns 35, Bridges 32, 39 from Hart, McBride 35. We got 19 out of Shaman, 17 out of Precious Achua, Payne, 16. But look what, Shaman scored 0 points in 19 minutes. And this is what I'm talking about too, about getting your bench involved. All right? And having other players step up out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Other than you watch teams come out here and run a 10-man rotation on you while you playing 8 men. You see what the Hornets did. 10. Look at their minutes compared to our team minutes. Y'all gonna say, oh, he played Boot Champ and Colette and Watson, which I would like to see these 3 players more on the court. We have less than 15 games left, if that. And this coach is making no adjustment, trying to get nobody else ready. Hell with practice. I almost cursed. I don't know what they're doing in practice, but these guys need live game experience. We already seen that the team is fatigued. These are the games that these guys should be getting. So what if we move back to 4th or 5th? Because we're not going to drop out of the playoffs. Like I keep telling y'all, this guy played for wins in the regular season and not to win a championship. So y'all can keep talking about how great of a coach he is, and I'm going to keep telling y'all that he's not. He's a great assistant coach. Simple as that. And I'm sorry. Now, I bring this up because this is the Spurs game. A game that, in my opinion, we supposed to won. We supposed to won this game against Charlotte. But for some reason, every other game, there's an unknown player, and I said it in past videos, that steps up and do work against this team. Today, I'm not going to say an unnamed rookie because he's not a rookie. He's been in the league for some years now, 3 to 4 years. But he has stepped up when he needed to step up. And the thing I like about it, and this is my biggest problem with Tibbs, if you a coach and you see a player having a spectacular night, you don't take him out. Because let me tell you right now, had this guy been on the New York Knicks in the first quarter, he'd have been performing like that, we wouldn't have seen him again. But yet, y'all keep telling me that this coach knows talent. This coach know how to, what's the word I'm looking for? Develop players. No, he don't. Y'all give people natural born credit, talent. Y'all give people natural born talent credit. This man credit for having. He doesn't make the playoffs. He doesn't make one of the top winning coaches had he not been blessed with the players he's been blessed with. And the damn shame about it is that he don't know how to utilize these players. He don't know how to utilize the blessings that the Lord gave him. And that's the God-given truth. When you can see an unnamed, I ain't even gonna try to pronounce that name, Sandro, Mama Liskin, whatever. When players like this come in, a coach recognizes, yo, this guy's about to have a special night, leave him on the floor. This guy did something nobody in the NBA history did. He scored 34 points in 19 minutes. 19 minutes. And we watched some guys come on in New York Knicks and have explosive quarters and get moving, get in the flow, excuse me. And Tibbs still yank him and put in somebody that's, that ain't doing crap. And my biggest problem with him, like Payne tonight, garbage time. Shamit, garbage time. You got other guys on the bench. This is when you bring these guys in to see what you got. Because that dude Mamu came in when the Knicks started making a run. You know what I'm saying? Before that, Chris Paul was doing work. And it all goes to the defensive scheme. Because in this defensive scheme, you have to double team the ball. No matter who has the ball. I know a lot of you saying, why was the Knicks double teaming Chris Paul? Because in this defensive scheme, whoever has the ball, you have to double team. So this leaves other guys in positions of not being able to defend a long shot, whether it's the 2 or the 3. Tibbs' defense is to create long, deep shots. But in today's NBA, where guys is taking more threes than layups, it is useless. It is useless. Now, y'all heard Alan Hahn. I want to hear what the rest of my fellow Knick content creators got to say. Will y'all start speaking the truth to y'all viewers? Stop sugarcoating the Knicks. We have a problem, and the problem is the coach. That's it. Alan Hahn ain't come out and say it, but he worked for the New York Knicks. The problem is the coach. And it looked like the team is falling apart because there was a play, Precious Achua, I don't mean this jump out, but I wanted to get this out there. Precious Achua had Josh Hart on, what's his guy? I forget his name, the center. 1-on-1, 2-on-1. Josh Hart would have had an easy layup. Precious Achua turned around, pulled up, and gave the ball to, I forget, and they missed the 3. I don't know what's going on in that play. Did y'all see that play? Somebody tell me, did y'all see that play? And if that's so, then that means something is going on in the Knicks camp. There's something other than Tom Thibodeau coaching. And if you ask me, it's Tom Thibodeau coaching that's putting one player against one another. That's just my comment. My opinion. Hit me in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. But at the same time, Alan Hahn is right. I've been right. And other content creators who've been preaching the same thing I've been preaching, they have been right. And they are right, just like I am right. Tom Thibodeau got to utilize the bench better. We only have a few games left. Good news is that Jalen Brunson is out of the walking boot. But how healthy he would be entering into the playoffs, that first round. Maybe by the second round, he can probably, have more confidence in that ankle. Because let's be real, when you come back from an injury, you're a little subconscious. You don't want to hurt yourself again. But is Brunson going to be ready for the playoffs? These are the games Tibbs supposed to be getting the other guys ready for the playoffs. With that being said, I want everybody to stay safe, stay healthy, God bless, and peace.